This video is brought to you by ShipStation. More about them later in the video. We gotta get this thing done already! I spent more money on this than I did on this engine. Obviously before I rebuilt it, but on the engine itself. Fixing the spacer for the brake booster master cylinder that we have on the valve right now didn't fix it. The factory master cylinder is not happy with, I don't know if it's the brake booster, I don't know if it's just the master cylinder's bad, I don't know if it's how I ran the line. Nothing really makes sense besides just the brake booster being bad. So we got a new Wilwood dual tandem brake master cylinder. The important thing is that this comes with a proportioning valve. We're gonna put this in there. Hopefully it's gonna fix it. We gotta redo the lines. We're gonna have to adjust how this mounts to the brake booster, make a new spacer for the rod to make sure that this bottoms out all the way. This is a slightly bigger bore, so the brakes should be a little bit touchier, which will be nice too. Hopefully it's just gonna fix all of our problems. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be sad because it was very expensive. And if it does fix it, I'll still be a little sad because it was still very expensive. Let's suck the fluid out, pull the old master off, and start figuring this out. Beautiful. It fits. Damn it. Gotta love that I bought the expensive kit that has all the nice made lines and brackets, and it doesn't fit. So we're gonna have to make our own brackets and lines and all sorts of stuff. Can't tell you how much it infuriates me when a build like this, everything's perfect, and there's just one stupid little issue that delays everything so long. It's gotta be the issue that spills brake fluid all over the place and dissolves all the paint. We got a different spacer on the piston, so that way when this thing is bolted into the car with no pressure on the brake pedal, it's at full retraction, and before the brake pedal hits the floor, this thing bottoms out. So that's what you want. So we can go ahead and put this in. Gotta put some gasket maker on here, just because the brake booster we have is sealed by the master cylinder. Once this is on, we can start making the new lines. Brake master cylinder's in there, proportioning valve's in there, and the lines running from the master cylinder to the proportioning valve are all done. Next up, we gotta modify the lines that run from the proportioning valve to the rest of the system. Previously, these ran straight into the master cylinder. I'm hoping that they're long enough where I can just modify them, but I might have to remake them. But up we go. So we got the other lines modified, just kind of lightly put in right now. Now I have to plug one of the holes on the proportioning valve because there's two outputs for the front brakes. And then we're gonna go ahead and bench bleed the master cylinder and put it all together for a final time, and hopefully it works. So now I'm just gonna go and pump the brakes and it should just kind of recirculate until there's just fluid in there. We got the mess on the bench bleed.
Yeah.
Problem about bench bleeding it is that now it's full of fluid and we gotta get the brake lines on. So we're probably gonna get brake fluid all over this engine bay, which we already have with the numerous times we've had to redo this. The engine bay paint over on this corner is totally ruined because brake fluid just dissolves everything. Very, very unfortunate, makes me very sad. I don't know how you ever are supposed to get a nice engine bay. I mean, if you have a single brake fluid leak, it's over, your life's over, done, chopped. Okay. I'm gonna vice grip the hose so it don't leak everywhere. I'm gonna take it off.
That's an idea.
The reservoir. The brakes are pretty much fully bled as far as we're concerned. Last thing to do is to take it for a test drive and hope it works. This has got to be the worst day to test this, but whatever. We got the bleeder wrenches if we need it. Pedal is it's quite stiff now because the bore for the master cylinder is a little bit larger, but it was the smallest bore master cylinder I could find. We might have to start doing some modification to the pedal itself because we don't want to modify the brake booster. We don't want to modify the master cylinder. All right, we made it to the parts store for new windshield wipers. I'll take that as a step 1 dub.
This is what Caleb's been saying this whole time. You ready? Hey, yo!
Brakes still feel good. Next stop is lunch. We got some food. Now we're gonna go run some errands in our nice little, little mom van. We gotta get a new rack for the shop. Gotta get a new workbench for the shop. And what's better to go get all that stuff than a nice wagon, you know? All that space back there, bro. Totally stock wagon, nice and reliable. Good fuel economy, all the boxes checked. So the reason why we're getting this stuff is actually for a reason. We're gonna be reorganizing the shop now because we've got a certain addition to the fleet coming to the shop soon. Hunter is bringing his S13 home from Alabama, plus all his parts. For one, he has to finish his car. Secondly, I need to be able to build a jig off of his S13 to make the chassis for the drift truck. We're gonna clear some area, reorganize. We've got some new tools. I spent more money than I wanted to, but here we are. Brakes are still working, great. So let's get back to the shop and I'll show you what the plan is. But first, let me thank this video's sponsor, ShipStation. ShipStation is the industry's leading web-based order management and shipping software. It's designed to make retailers, both large, giant corporations and small home-run businesses like you, be more efficient. Now, ShipStation makes you incredibly efficient at managing, fulfilling, and shipping orders in a couple different ways. For one, you no longer have to limit your store to just one location online. ShipStation integrates with all your favorite websites, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Shopify, allowing you to sell on all those different platforms while managing it from just one place, ShipStation. ShipStation allows you to compare delivery times and shipping rates from multiple different carriers without having to go to a bunch of different websites and look it all up. They also offer you the best shipping discounts, the same discounts that big Fortune 500 companies get. So you know that you're getting the cheapest shipping prices possible. Speaking about shipping, ShipStation sends automatic shipping updates to all of your customers without having to push a single button. Now, the holiday season, it's the most wonderful, but also the most hectic. Everyone saves their shopping for last minute, and if you have an online store, you know you get a rush of orders all at once. It's hard to keep up with, hard to manage. But see, ShipStation, they turn holiday shipstorms into smooth sailing. That way you can keep your customers happy and still find time to enjoy your holiday. So give yourself the gift of stress-free holiday shipping. Go to shipstation.com/Gingium and sign up for a free 60-day trial. That's shipstation.com/Gingium. Huge thank you to ShipStation for sponsoring this video, but let's get back into it. I'm so freaking happy we fixed the brakes, man. Oh, it's starting to really bug me. So the first important thing to note is that we got a storage unit. My landlord who owns this building also has storage units, just a couple feet away. So we got a storage unit there to store stuff. One of these racks is going to go into the storage unit along with the new one we just bought. That way we can store stuff that we're not using in there, any parts, any boxes, all the junk will have a place to go on a shelf in the storage unit. Then we're gonna put things like the tires in the storage unit. We're gonna put some of the tools in there that we don't frequently use, like the sandblaster, which honestly, we're probably gonna sell that. We're gonna move the big rack, because right now it's been blocking a door and it's way over there. We're gonna move the big rack here. The goal mostly is to clear this back area, because Hunter's S13 will kind of go in the corner here, hopefully leaving enough room for a car to still get on the lift. It's just kind of time, because the shop, it's working great, but it's gotten pretty cluttered. So cue the time lapses. I think first things first, we gotta get these emptied and off into the storage unit. Round one of stuff going into the storage unit. It's such a relief to get all this crap out of the shop, but not have to throw it away. So as you can see, this corner is much clearer. We've got the caster couch here. Eventually, this will be replaced by an S13. Actually, probably in less than 24 hours. Hopefully in less than 24 hours. And then let me show you the rest of the shop, eh? Big rack over here. Automotive tools right here. And then over in this corner, we have our storage rack. Not as much storage inside the shop, but the storage unit's right down there. And this will force us to keep this a little bit cleaner, which will be nice. And we're also gonna get another workbench for over there. And now we also have room for a big box of nuts and bolts.com. So this is Hunter's S13.
Don't show it yet.
Dude, you're lucky I didn't show it 5 minutes ago. It's an S13, but it's got all the interior parts, SR20, transmission, a bunch of other fancy parts. Hunter's already taken it apart. I'm not sure if you can tell, but he totally redid the underbody.
For you guys that have not seen it previously, I got this car for $300 from a guy who had it since new. It ended up on a family member's farm where it sat from 2005. And he told me that he'd sell it to me for $300 on the case that once I got it running again, he got to drive it one more time. So I got it. I was living at home, didn't have a lot of bills. I did a lot of work to it. So we got the SR. So it's an SR20. Got lots of cool parts. Disco potato, 2871R Garrett turbo, Blitz intercooler kit. It's got all the parts, but I moved to another state and didn't have a chance to touch it. So now, 3 years later, here we are, hopefully trying to bring it back, and hopefully Jason will get a chance to drive it again.
This entire time he's been trying to put a bolt in the hood. Oh. Look at that. Oh. Put in gear, dude. As you can tell, 240 is back. Storage unit's looking sick, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the storage unit out of Fast and Furious. SR20s, spare transmission for the drift truck.
I don't know about you, but I think this would pull a premium 1 week before race roars. You think?
So it's the next day. My new 240SX is sitting nicely here on the lift. No, I'm just kidding. You know, Hunter really got lucky with this find. $300 for this. I mean, really the only problem is the paint, a little bit of body work. So good luck to Hunter for getting this thing finished. You'll probably see it quite a lot in the background videos. Now, well, the other cool thing that Hunter brought were 2 really sick banners. So we're gonna hang those up, and then that will be it for this video. Before we can hang those up, I'm gonna put the 240 on Hunter's dollies, push it into the corner. That will be nice because we'll be able to manipulate it around the shop without having too much of an issue.
Gosh,
that was possibly the sketchiest banner install I ever did, but hey, it turned out pretty good. It's even, I think, right? Ish, might be off to the right a little bit. Let's go! So that's it for shop upgrades. Super happy with the way everything turned out. It's just nice having this corner. I mean, this is like the showroom now. Put a car here when you want to take thumbnail. This is gonna be a great thumbnail area. But also it's just like, you know, in the background of the videos, having all the junk there all the time was ugly. And now we're not gonna have that, so that's sick. Just when I thought the shop couldn't get any better. And soon we're gonna have a bathroom in there. So that'll be nice. We don't have to go on a hike to go use the restroom. But there's one last thing we gotta do in this video. We got all the tires back. This time around, we have a 225 45 R17 Accelera 651 Sport for the fronts. Same tires I used for the fronts. Nice and grippy, they're a 200 tread wear tire. And then for the rears, we have the Accelera PH1s, which are like a high performance all season, 400 tread wear. But those are smaller than the last ones that we used to drift with. The last ones we drifted with is all they had in stock at the moment, and it would rub the bed pretty bad. So now it's all the same size, 225 45 R17. Huge thank you to Tire Streets for sending out all these Accelera tires. These tires, for one, perform incredibly, but they're also just really budget friendly. And if you use my code, Gingium, you'll get 20% off over on Tire Streets. So I'll have a link in the description and up there in the cards. Let's throw these on, and then that's it. Usually the truck is pretty good on tires, but just in case, we got 2 extra tires. In the next video, we are getting the tow rig set up, which includes doing some more mods to the Sequoia, finally installing the airbags and the brake controller. Also, more excitingly, doing some custom mods to the trailer. I'm talking toolboxes, solar panels, a nice lithium-ion battery with a power inverter, chargers for Milwaukee batteries, racks for Milwaukee tools, pretty much turning my little cheap open car trailer into a nice, I can't say closed trailer, but like it's gonna have all the tools and amenities that a closed trailer should have. So that's gonna be cool. And then it's off to the drift event. Get excited. And of course, the Volvo is getting tuned very shortly as well. So stay tuned, lots of awesome content coming. Thank you all so much for the support. The Volvo series is doing crazy. These truck videos are doing really well too. If you wanna support the channel farther, you can check out Patreon where you'll get early access to videos and access to other exclusive stuff. Other than that, I'll see you next time. And thank you to ShipStation for sponsoring this video. Peace out.